You are listening to Practical and Woo by Mindset and Manifest. My name is Eden, and I invite you to embark on a journey with me to explore the practical and spiritual edges of the unknown for the purpose of allowing you to embody and empower yourself uniquely as you are and to intentionally create and live a life of freedom and fulfillment. Each week, I am going to discuss topics such as energetics, reality creation, manifestation, astrology, tarot, and more to help empower you to live beyond perceived limitations and to practically design your life so it feels like absolute magic every step of the way. Let's dive in. Well, hello, brilliant soul. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and they were asking me about my perspective on manifesting, which, as you probably know by now, I love talking about. In the course of the conversation, I had this light bulb moment for a topic that I immediately knew I wanted to bring to you today. And so thanks to one really amazing conversation and some lighthearted playfulness, it is my intention that after today, this one particular aspect of manifesting will land for you more deeply, even if only in the slightest. If you've dipped even one toe into the realm of manifesting and reality creation, I am nearly certain that you have come face to face with the advice to think only positive thoughts. And if you tried this advice on for size, I am nearly certain that you've come face to face with the knowing that to contort your mind to think only positive thoughts is a near impossible feat that causes anxiety, frustration, confusion, and a sense of doubt that you're doing something wrong or that you're failing at it. I would like to plainly say, which I know I've said before here on Practical and Woo, that you do not need to think only positive thoughts in order to be a successful manifester or to create a fulfilling life for yourself. Negative and painful thoughts are part of the beautiful masterpiece of life. They are meant to be here, and we are not meant to override them. Now, in having this beautiful conversation with my friend, I have since noticed a caveat to the advice. More accurately, I'm going to say that I've noticed a gateway or a portal on reshaping this really misshapen advice to think only positive thoughts. So what can you do instead? Where is the nuance, the missing link? Well, it's not about the thoughts you think that matter. It's about how you react to the thoughts you think that matters. It's about how you engage with your thoughts, the meaning you assign to those thoughts, and the subsequent emotional responses that bubble up. This is where the real influence lies. Thoughts, by nature, are fleeting. They arise in our minds like clouds in the sky, sometimes light and fluffy, sometimes dark and ominous. Some of them pass by so quickly we barely notice them, and others linger, casting shadows over our day. But the thing is, thoughts on their own are neutral. They're simply patterns of electrical signals in your brain, a result of neural processes. It's when you react to those thoughts that gives them meaning and gives them an emotional charge. This is what weaves them into the fabric of your reality. You've probably experienced this before. Imagine a day when a thought pops into your head like, I'm not good enough. Now, if you react to that thought with resistance, panic, or judgment, it grows. You spiral. Suddenly, that one fleeting thought has expanded into a narrative about all of the ways you failed, all of the things you're lacking. And before you know it, you're feeling discouraged, anxious, or frustrated. You're confirming to yourself that you're not good enough. The thought itself wasn't what caused this hypothetical spiral. It was the reaction to it. The thought was given power, was fed with emotional energy, and was allowed to influence self-identity. In contrast, if that same thought, I'm not good enough, popped up and you chose to acknowledge it without attaching meaning, without spiraling into fear or judgment of the thought, it would have simply passed. You might have even replaced it with a more empowering thought like, I am good enough, or I am always being the best version of myself in every moment. And in doing so, you would have maintained your sense of self, your energy, and your focus on your creative prowess, your focus on the dream life you're cultivating for yourself. Let's apply this to intentional manifesting. Let's say you're visualizing, affirming, performing your feel-good, soul-aligned manifestation ritual, and suddenly you're met with the thought, what if this doesn't work for me? Consider two versions of yourself that might react. On one hand, in response to the thought, you might panic and immediately react with fear, self-doubt, and resistance. But what if instead you observed that thought, recognized it for what it is, just a passing cloud, and responded with a calm detachment? What if you said to yourself, I see this thought, but it doesn't define me or my outcome? What if you were able to acknowledge that in choosing a new way to respond to the thought you were having, you could actually provide yourself evidence of your growth and evolution? What if you could utilize the thought as proof and confirmation that you are becoming an even more powerful and capable version of yourself? This is how you build emotional resilience and inner strength, by mastering the art of responding to your thoughts with intention rather than reacting to them on autopilot. In doing so, you are confirming that you are staying on course with your desired reality as opposed to derailing it. I want to take this moment to reflect to you the outdated advice of to think only positive thoughts. If you are inviting yourself to think only positive thoughts, when you are inevitably met with a negative thought, your belief in having to think only positive thoughts will spark a reaction of fear that the negative thought has appeared. Or it might spark a reaction of resistance, trying to force it to go away. The suggestion that I am making here is to drop anything that invites you to relate to your thoughts negatively. Any belief or assumption that encourages you to affirm to yourself that you're doing something wrong, drop that, because you're not. You're learning, growing, and evolving moment by moment, application by application. You might be wondering how you learn to respond to or relate with your thoughts differently. The art of shifting from reacting to your thoughts to responding to them with intention starts with awareness. You must become the observer of your mind, like a curious witness. When a thought arises, instead of jumping into the emotional current it's offering, take a step back. Ask yourself, does this thought serve me? Does it align with the version of myself that I'm choosing? The version of myself that I'm becoming? If your answer is no, let it go. You don't have to fight it, resist it, or force it away. Simply allow it to be there without giving it your energy. Like a leaf floating down a stream, you can watch it drift by without attaching to it. Even more so, lean into the possibility that the presence of the painful thought is confirmation that you're growing. On the other hand, if you decide that the thought you're thinking does serve you, lean into it, amplify it, feed it with your energy, and let it guide you towards your empowered fulfillment. This is the process of conscious creation. It's not about controlling every thought that passes through your mind. It's about choosing which thoughts to invest in and which to release. It's about recognizing that the frame in which you're holding your thoughts can be shrouded in a silver lining and fortified. As I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, life isn't about eliminating every bad thought. That's neither fruitful nor is it necessary. What is necessary is cultivating the ability to remain grounded in your own truth regardless of what thoughts arise. This is the art of non-reaction. In many wisdom traditions, this practice is emphasized. In mindfulness and meditation, for example, we are taught to observe thoughts without attachment. In cognitive behavioral therapy, we learn to reframe our automatic thoughts. And in the law of assumption, we are reminded that it's not about forcing positivity, but about living in the wish fulfilled. When you react less to the fear-based limiting thoughts, you create space for new possibilities. You open yourself up to different outcomes, to growth, to the magic that is always waiting for you just beyond the noise of your mind. I want to leave you with this. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of them, the consciousness behind them. You get to decide how you respond to them. This is where your true power resides. This is where manifestation magic really happens. The next time limiting or fearful thoughts arise for you, instead of getting swept away by them, getting worried about them, pause. Ask yourself, does this thought define me? Does it serve me? And then choose your reaction. Choose to align with the thoughts that support your highest self. Choose to respond to them with love, patience, and trust in yourself. So I want to ask you, what thoughts have you been reacting to lately? Are they serving you, or are they pulling you away from your center? I encourage you to take a moment today to observe, to breathe, and to respond with intention. I'm here for you on this journey, and I love hearing about your experiences. So feel free to reach out if you're feeling called to. And if today's episode sparked something inside of you, share it with someone who might resonate too. Until next time.